Okay, in this video I'm going to be talking about purchase orders and the purchase order tracking reports, which I call the daily reports. Now, before we get into that, I need to talk about these 5 boxes here, and in particular these 3 boxes, because these are date boxes, and particularly these 2 will determine which reports this particular item will show up on. Okay, now I'm going to explain these as I go along, just to save any confusion, so you can see what's happening. But this is your required by date, and this is the date you are telling your supplier you would like these goods to turn up by at the latest. Okay, and this is based on when the goods are going out, leaving you and going to your customer, and it's calculated leaving enough time to sort out any problems should they arise once it's been delivered. Okay, now if one of these gets left blank, and I've deliberately done one on here, this one here, I've left that blank, and you can see what's going to happen on the purchase order when there's no date in there. But it's always good, if possible, and I know sometimes it's not possible, but if possible it's always good to put a date in there. Okay, right, so first up we come up to reports here, purchase orders. Now these, as I said before, I call the daily reports, and the first one you're interested in is the top of the list, suppliers to order from, and you preview that or you print it, whichever you fancy. And it looks exactly like that. Okay, obviously the amount of stuff on here will vary from day to day, but what it's done, it's taken all the order items for this supplier, which is Focus Fireplaces, which has this box here, the order date box, blank, because that is telling Sorter, if you like, that these goods haven't been ordered yet. So obviously once those goods are ordered, we enter a date in there, and then the items, or that particular item, won't appear on here anymore. Okay, so we print that out, we hit that button there if we haven't hit the print button directly from the selection form, that one there. So we hit the print button and put that on the desk beside us, and we grab a highlighter and a biro so you can mark as you go before we go to the order goods report. Now then, I'm reading down the suppliers to order from report here, and I can see that there's only one item to be ordered from the Atlanta Marble Company, so I'm going to wait to see if anything else turns up in the next few days before I order that. I've got plenty of time on the required by date there, so I'm going to ignore that one. I'm going to go straight for Focus Fireplaces, which has 3, and that's a sizable order. Now you can see here this is defaulted to all, and please don't try using that. You're going to come unstuck if you do that. So we go down the list and we select Focus Fireplaces, we hit preview. Again, let me resize that for you. And we'll now see that we have a purchase order. Okay, and it's to Focus Fireplaces, and there's their fax number, and it's listed the 3 items on the system that all need to be ordered. Okay, and you can see here that where there's no required by dates, then it's put in there ASAP. It's also said to contact me should any clarification be needed, because I am the one who compiled the order in the first place. Yes, so I know I'm the one who knows arguably what I'm talking about. Okay, right, so you would print that. Okay, and then once it's printed, I advise you to put it through your fax. Okay, And don't try and use computerized faxes, they are rubbish, and I've tried all sorts of them down the years. Very unreliable. Buy yourself if you haven't got one, a proper fax machine, and it's the most reliable way of sending this stuff. Having said that, if you'd prefer to send it by email, I'll show you how to do that. You click this button here where it says Save Report, and from this box here, Save as Type, you select PDF document. Then you save that. I would save that as Focus Fireplaces or Focus Purchase Order with today's date, which is the 5th of the 3rd 2016. Don't use backslashes or forward slashes in your dates, it doesn't like them. I use hyphens instead. I'd name it that, and then once you've saved that out to My Documents or wherever, you might have a special folder for it, then you just drag that into an email and let your supplier pick it up from there. As I've said, email not that reliable, spam filters eat it sometimes. I do prefer to fax these through a proper fax machine. Okay, rant over. Okay, right. Now then, once we've put that through the fax machine or sent it by whatever means, we come down here and we close, and next we come up to this box Sort By and we select Order Number, and now this is sorted in order number order, which sounds complex, but it's I can't think of a better way of wording that. And the first one, it's come to 1101, so that's the one we want, and we have just ordered that, and it's a mantle for Johnson, and it's from Focus Fireplaces. Order date, double click on the red circle. Okay, it's put today's date in, and it's put my name in there, my name taken from down here. Okay, and then we want to go to 1102. Alright, that's the next on our list. Double click today's date, and the next one, last one, is 1104. Alright, okay, so that's all those goods ordered and noted on the system. Now you'll see what happens if we go back and print up to purchase orders again and print suppliers to order from. Oh, didn't want to do that. You will see now that Focus Fireplaces, let me resize that, has disappeared from the list. Okay, and that Focus Fireplaces, you try to print a purchase order for Focus Fireplaces and there's nothing to be found on the system. Okay, which brings us to the outstanding orders report, and what that one is, it's everything that's been ordered. So in other words, everything that's got a date in here but doesn't have a date in here. In other words, the orders are being processed by your supplier. And we hit the print button or the preview button, whichever you prefer, and again let me stretch that for you, and there you go. That's the 3 items we ordered from Focus Fireplaces, and we can see here that this particular one, this 1104 beam, should have turned up on the 5th, I'll give you that again, should have turned up on the 3rd of the 3rd, and it's now the 5th. So that to me would ring alarm bells, and that would prompt me to get on the phone to Focus and ask where the stuff is. Having said all that, I know that Focus, they have a very, very good reputation for getting stuff there on time. I think I have to say that because Julian is a personal friend of mine. But they are, if you've never dealt with Focus, their reputation is based on the speed of delivery. They're very good at it. So yes, so that would prompt me to phone up and ask where that particular order is. Okay, close that. Alright. Now, what happens now is that when things come into stock, you would scroll to the correct order number, and you would come here and enter today's date on there. I'm going to enter a futuristic date just to make it look more realistic. So that gets marked there, and when the next thing comes into stock, alright, and then we come back up here and we look at purchase orders again, outstanding orders, and we'll see now that because we have dates in this field on 2 items, that now that has disappeared, or those have disappeared should I say, from the outstanding orders report. In other words, they are in stock. Okay, and now this runs along, the outstanding orders and stock status run alongside each other. The stock status is a lovely report. Okay, so for whatever range you specified here, and you know this is just a demonstration database that I'm showing you here. As time goes on, this is going to get your database is going to get big, and this report, if you keep it at the default numbers, is going to take up several pages. It's going to print out several pages. So I suggest you keep that within a reasonable range of the jobs, and I know that jobs do drag on, so you get old job numbers that haven't been completed yet, but try and keep it realistic. Okay, and what this tells you, as I say, I love this report because it tells you at a glance how each job as a complete thing is progressing, and it'll tell you, let's look at this one for Johnson here. It shows that we've ordered the mantle but with no required by date, but we've not ordered the marble yet, and we need that on the 23rd, and the gas stove we need on the 27th. Now, as I said, this is the 5th, so there's about 3 weeks there, just less than for the marble and just more than for the gas stove, so we need to get on and get those ordered. Alright, on to the next job. And you can see there at a glance whether everything's in stock or not, and if it's not, then you if needs be, you need to get cracking, and that will cut out, this one report cuts out all the mystery for you. So if you know you've got this one is being fitted middle of next week, you can pull that up. You can then see at a glance whether everything's in stock, or if anything's not been ordered for whatever reason, and get on and get stuff processed, or if things have been ordered and they are they haven't turned up yet, it'll come up like this. It's on order in red, and it's not turned up yet, so you know that you can chase your supplier on that if needs be. Okay, and if your required buy is older than today, it will show up there in red, as you see. Okay, and that is it for your daily reports, what I call the daily reports. Truly, if you get your head around those and process those in a reasonably busy showroom, you should be doing that once a day. If you're a small outfit, then once every few days, and if you're a large outfit, then a couple of times, 3 times a day. Why not? To see how things are progressing as the day marches on. Okay.